Yo. Okay,
Hey,
I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna stop right there. I'm back for a Dirt podcast. You're probably sick of me already. I completely understand it, but hear me out real quick. Welcome to the Boom Squad. All right, this is a little something. Myself, my best friend Peyton over here, and of course Derrick.
what? Yo, let's go.
You know what? Fuck that. We're excited for this shit. Let me go out and say right out of the gate, we have been wanting to do a video game podcast for the longest time. Derrick, especially, he's been trying to get one off the ground for maybe 2 years max at this point. I approached him about it. I approached Peyton about it to see if he wanted to co-host with me. He said yes. Derrick said yes. And we're here. Welcome to the Boom Spot. All right. Just to give him a quick breakdown, we're just gonna be discussing anything video game related. All right. So any news that comes out about certain projects releasing, what a company's been doing for the past few months, etc. That will be for our dashboard segment. And then for our second segment, it's going to be called Title Changes, where we focus on just one game that's impacted our lives in a positive or negative way, and or just let the mark on the industry as a whole. But you already know enough about me. I'm Matthew. I co-host Realist with Derrick over here. I also co-host We Can Be Heroes podcast with my brother Jonathan. All right, you already know enough about me. Let me introduce you to my co-host, my best friend Peyton. Peyton, tell them a little bit about yourself.
Yo, what's good? Okay, it's your boy Peyton Barker, aka Pay Station, up in here. You already know Matt Toronto had to call up the right boy for this video game podcast up out here. You already know I had to go up here with the nickname Pay Station. You know why? Because my name is Peyton and I play PlayStation. You put those two words together, what do you get? Pay Station. That's right. All right. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about myself. Man, I play games daily. I'm a gamer. I do this. I play the PlayStation. I play the Nintendo Switch. I do it all. I'm a streamer on Twitch. AKA the tag. The tag is PlayStation TV. Check it out. You're gonna check it out. A little bit of content up in here. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm ready to talk about a whole bunch of games. Let's go.
Let's go. And then last but not least, our guest for guest for today is gonna be Derrick. I don't know. Maybe can you match that?
No,
Match
there's
that
no way in
excitement,
hell.
or-
There's
yeah.
no way in hell. No, I'm excited. I'm just as excited as Peyton is on the inside, but I'm a shy guy, so I can't do that. I love you, Peyton. That was good, bro.
I always work on that intro. I always work
Love
on that
it.
intro.
Love it. Like Matt said, I'm of course you guys know I'm owner of OTS. But I'm Matt's co-host on Realish, movie podcast we do with our co-host Bianca. We do movies and TV shows on there, discussions. But yeah, I'm a gamer too. I just got my PS4 for my birthday this year. Because I have been holding off. I was saying I'm gonna get a PS5. I was gonna make my switch back to PlayStation from Xbox, and God knows that wait has been so long. I was like, no, I'm not doing it. I wanted to play Spider-Man. I wanted to play The Last of Us. I said, bump it. I will get a PS5 probably in another 2 years when it finally dies down and they will be available again. So yeah, we'll see. I'll probably have kids before a PlayStation 5 comes around at this point.
Oh my god, man!
At this point, man, it's just taking so long.
Listen, I don't even blame you. As you can tell, we're super enthusiastic about this, but that's enough about us. Let's go. Straight into the first segment is going to be dashboard. And to reiterate what I said before, basically we cover, just anything video game news related. All right, and that's as broad as can be expected. So it's fitting for us to talk about a little game that you may have never heard about, The Last of Us. Very independent, unsuccessful. Has a sequel somehow. I had no idea. Um, and then and then
Also,
they
we starting
came.
off with that energy. We
Yeah,
starting off
yeah,
with that energy. We starting off with that energy and saying
yeah,
it's a bad game.
yeah. um, but yeah, bad enough to get a remake. And that little remake is coming out on the PS5 this September. And it's going to be, you know, released with a bunch of new features. I think they're launching with making sure that the game is at 60 FPS. They obviously made a bunch of, graphical enhancements, whether it be through the character models, the environments themselves, adding a permadeath mode, speedrun mode, even new collectibles for players to unlock. And so look, we can get into all the specifics. It'll probably get boring, but I'm wondering, for each of you, do you think that The Last of Us like needed a true remake, or were you fine with it just being on the PS3 and PS4 consoles forever?
Oh, oh, I'll go up. I'll go up. I'll start it off right now. I'm gonna say that yes, with this new, okay, hear me out, right? So Last of Us 1, right? Comes out at like what year? Do you guys know the year?
You're looking
That
at
was
what
2014.
2013? 2013, I think.
2013.
Yeah,
Here we are in 2022 right now. That is 9-year difference. We definitely, and like the fact that we have the PS5, the PS5 with all these different graphics, and not only that, the graphics being in the two and Last of Us 2 being said as a really good like visual game. Like, what if so I get why the developers, Naughty Dog, literally just said, okay, let's make a remake. Let's make a remake. Let's give people that same experience from Last of Us 2 visually and put it on that first game because people loved that first game the most. Like, a lot of people will say, like, are arguably saying that Last of Us 1 is the better game. And I only say arguably because some people may think otherwise. Don't come at me for that, but
I'll take the smoke.
I'll keep my mouth shut. I've already been outspoken about that.
Oh no, we'll
I'm
get to
gonna,
it. We'll get to it. We're gonna have to talk about it. We're gonna
Yeah,
have to talk
yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah. You hired from that one.
Inevitably.
I think I agree. I agree. Why not make a remake? How many because I mean Grand Theft Auto 5, I don't even remember what year that came out, but the new generation new generation consoles, I believe got a remake for that, right?
I
The
I use the
last
term
generation
I
one.
use the term remake loosely because it just updated visuals. You have
Yeah,
literally the same gameplay, same animations,
yeah.
and everything. And I think that's sort of where that dilemma happens. Why people are trying to argue, like, do people really want to invest like $70,
That's the only
to a
problem
game?
that I think
Ooh.
it is. $70 for a game that you already have, that you've already played. There's no surprises. There's not a new storyline. That's the only issue. But The Last of Us 2 was so visually appealing that I was thinking about it while I was playing. I was like, man, if the first one had these graphics, that'd have been sick. So I'm actually happy they're doing it. Um, at some point when I am able to get a PS5, I am likely going to buy the remake, the newer version of it. I want to see how it is visually on there. Oh my god. I can only imagine how that would be, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. Now I want 3. So at
Ooh,
that
a
point,
three.
when you make if you make 3, like it would almost make sense to have one remade, because if you're going to make a third one, you can combine, you can sell the whole thing as a trilogy.
Yeah,
Ooh, good
that's a
selling,
fair
good
point
marketing.
because
It's
That's
better
good.
marketing.
they're
Yeah.
coining it as part one now, as opposed to The Last of Us. They call The
Ooh.
Last of Us Part One, So
So we are like again 3.
yeah, their game comes out. You know what that game's about to be,
Yes.
boy? That's about to
God.
be shit. All right, so no, okay. I'm sorry, no more slander, no more slander. No more slander, no more slander, no more slander. Yeah, my curiosity is there. I'll be honest.
It should be.
And I think this sort of
Honestly,
leads
yeah.
into a bigger conversation. So you two have played a number of games, in the past. You're obviously going to continue to play games into the future. What is a favorite game of yours that you wish had a remake?
Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Um. Infamous for number 1 and 2. Infamous number 1 and 2.
I'm gonna take it all the way back. Here Comes the Pain.
as I have a wrestling poster right in my background.
That roster, how great of a game that was, arguably the best WWE game. I would love to see what that looks like with new visuals, because that was I played that game way too much. Like that was it for me. So yeah, give me Here Comes the Pain.
Ooh, as big of a wrestling fan as I am, I did not play Here Comes the Pain. I know, and I know I'm missing out. I hear so many people talk about it, but the thing is, though, my bread and butter is actually just came out this year, 2K22. It's been it's just visually great, and like I feel like the gameplay is just so much more smoother now than the others.
Yeah,
and so
it's about time.
I get that.
It's about time.
I get that. So like, take the gameplay of Here Comes the Pain, get the visuals of 2K22. There you go. You get great.
I specifically need that roster, and I don't know if they would do it because Chris Benoit is on that roster.
Oh yeah,
but having Benoit and Guerrero together on that game with the Hardy Boys and Lita and Trish Stratus, like, give me that game. Give me that game with these graphics. I would love it. I would actually get back into wrestling again if I had that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And like taking that concept of just taking the visuals and like the past good gameplay, like Last of Us, like I have heard a few things actually about having some gameplay of Last of Us 2 into the remake of Last of Us 1.
Yes.
And I think me and Matt have talked about it actually just recently, and how like sadly there's the dodging mechanic is not there. I think the dodging mechanic has been taken out. I correct me if I'm wrong, Matt.
No, you're right. Yeah. That and proning. So you're looking
and
at
proning
gameplay. Yeah.
But I think with like proning too, there's really been no reason to have proning for the first game. But I don't know, but I guess that would make it so much better because you'll have that freedom to do so. But I mean, but still, the to not have the mechanic of dodging, I feel like is not good. But hey, I'm not the developers though, but I am the gamer. I gotta say something.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. But that game, what I forgot the name of it, but one of those bloaters.
So we going there now.
I'm telling you right now, man. The first time I came in contact with one of those, I text Matt's brothers, and I was like, I'm on the verge of telling y'all that I hate you guys for getting me into this game because I don't know, I can't figure this out. Like, the game is not telling me anything, it's not giving me any hints or clues. And Angel goes, "That's the point. Like, you got to figure it out." I said, "Oh, screw you, man." It took me about another day to get through that one, but yeah, it's satisfying though. It's just like when you get past the difficulty, it's just, I don't know. The Last of Us was just, it was amazing. I want to put myself through that again.
I got a story. I got a story. You want to talk about accomplishments? Let's go to Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
That's stupid. Oh, no, spoiler alerts to everybody. Spoiler alerts to everybody. Every single person. If you have not played this game, play it now and do not watch this part yet.
Yeah.
You can come back to this part after like about 2 minutes. I got a 2 minutes worth of ranting about this stupid Rat King. Whatever this Rat King is, he's so tough. He splits in two. And like I felt so satisfied just beating that thing.
That thing. I think it took me about a day to get through that one.
Oof.
And the things, like you said, splitting off, and the little guy running around, and
it gets so distracting.
It's distracting, and I was disgusted. Like I felt some type of way. Like I legitimately felt some type of way. I was a little nauseous playing that, man. That was just disgusting all around, and so satisfying to beat. Because my God,
I literally took my controller, and when I beat it, I literally took my controller, went downstairs, and started jumping up and down, and then just came back upstairs just to get a victory drink. that Rat King is no joke. Listen, y'all.
And I don't know what difficulty did you play that one on?
The second hardest.
Yeah,
I didn't do grounded. I didn't do grounded. Grounded, I would have.
Yeah.
No, imagine playing permadeath though.
No, I can't. I can't.
Oh my God.
I'm not doing it. I'm not.
I would give up. I would give up. Happen, bro. I'd rather just give him my Last of Us journey right then and there.
Yeah, I would have give up.
I'm not even gonna bother.
And I don't ever give up on video games. Oh,
yeah,
actually, you know what? Knock on wood.
Yeah.
I don't either. But that one, the first one though, the Last of Us 1 almost made me give up on that. Mainly because that I couldn't figure out how to get past the dude, and then he'd come up to me and then rip your face apart and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, like this is it was way too much. I couldn't even think. It was just one of those things like, yeah, I don't know what to do here. So yeah, I'm glad they're enhancing it, because the visuals for that game, give me the visuals with that, and like you said, the gameplay as well on number one. I don't know which one is better at that point.
And there's a pivot real quickly. A game that I want to have those upgraded visuals is Bully.
Oh yeah, a lot of people want that. That.
I've waited either for a sequel or just a full-fledged
at this
like
point,
a true remaster.
At this point,
they need it. They might as well, because this game, the fact that this game Bully has been like ever since its release kept going with its popularity.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing.
It's Grand Theft Auto for teenagers.
Yeah, pretty much.
Literally.
Yeah.
I used to
do whatever you want. You can like just throw a child, throw an adult.
I'm about to this is about to be taken out of context. But I remember I used to purposely like punch children in the face, and then I would have those like prefects like chase after me, and I would like jump aside the garbage bin, jump back out, and I'll start fighting the prefects too. I used to have I literally missed all my classes. I wouldn't do any missions. I would just be like running around causing chaos. And I felt satisfied. Really?
I never played it. Because it was a PlayStation exclusive, right?
I don't wait. That's a good question. I actually have no clue.
It dropped. I know they had like a remastered
for Xbox.
I put that loosely for Xbox 360.
Yeah,
I don't know, because it came out on I know it came out on the PS2. Maybe I forgot. That's a good question though.
If it came out on PS2, I was solely into WWE at that point. Like it was that and Madden. I wasn't paying attention to Bully. I didn't even know what it was.
It also came out at a time, I think, because you're looking at maybe 2007 when it came out. I think you're looking at a time where the PS2 was about to start dying down, anyways.
Yeah, because you were going into the
You still
PS3 at
had,
that point.
Yeah.
yeah.
I had switched over to Xbox, and so because I had switched over to Xbox, I'm into Halo at that point. Anyway,
the original, right?
Yeah,
Original Xbox.
The very first Xbox. Yeah. So I wasn't into PlayStation at that point. Thinking Xbox was just better, which is not true. So I paid for my sins. I have paid for them, and I will eventually go back and play Bully. Yeah,
It's a fun one. It's just like a very laid back experience.
Yeah.
You have your fair share of like weird characters and missions.
Oh my god. What's his name? Russell? I love Russell.
I forget his name. You had like, oh, you're talking about like the big bully.
The big dude.
Yeah, you fight him. You literally fight him in a sewer. You have like this.
How does this? Like, tell me how. And I don't even want to spoil it for you, Derrick. I don't want to spoil it for you, but I'm gonna say something. I don't know if you want to take off your headphones.
Go for it.
Go for it. Okay. How does this dude hop on a motorcycle and then run right into like barrels and then just like blow up the whole gate? This dude just run like kamikaze right into the barrels and then like it blows up a whole gate. This dude walks away fine.
No, that's not even that part didn't even. I didn't even consider that part. The part that bothered me was Gary.
Oh, Gary was
a, you know what? He was a punk bitch.
Yeah.
Literally.
I agree. I agree.
One of the few times
you can't do nothing by himself.
One of the only times I'll describe a person like that is if they're a video game character. He was a straight punk. He never fought his own battles. He was a literal instigator at all times.
Literally, like
me personally.
Oh, Jimmy, you want to take over this school, right? You want to take over this school, right? Get out of here, bro.
Yeah,
I just want to survive school.
Like me personally, I wouldn't let that slide. But that's just me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
But that's what makes him a good like bad guy character, though. The fact that we still hate him.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, those are the perfect villains.
Oh man, but yeah, I guess with all that being said, I think we're pretty much wrapped up for this segment. So I think we're just gonna go ahead and take a quick break, and then we'll be right back for our second one, which is going to be title changers.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Dwayne from Past the Ox and Life's a Botch podcast. I'm coming to you with a real dope advertisement if you got a moment. Can we do that? Peep this. Yo, you tired of that uncomfortable feeling with your undergarments? You know what I'm talking about. Like, literally having to adjust so it gets real comfortable in between the, the real safe space. Or maybe just wedgies from just going underneath, you know what I mean? All that. Let's keep it in 100. Y'all know how I'm feeling. Y'all know how that feeling goes. Well, I want to introduce to you the ultimate solution coming from the #1 premium and fit athletic wear just for you. I'm talking about none other than Champ #1 Boxers. Champ #1 Boxers is a black-owned underwear brand, okay? They literally specify in giving you the most top-notch, high-quality, premium, adjustable and fittable and totally comfortable undergarment wear that is just for you. Not only is it something that you can wear, feel good in, feel confident in, and love, but it's also high quality, feels good, and most importantly, it is definitely fashionable, okay? Comes in a different, wide variety of so many different styles and themes to these undergarments, something to make you look good, feel good, and swag real good in the process, all right? So, again, did I get to mention that this is also a black-owned brand? It's a black-owned brand, y'all, so if nothing else, definitely go support that 100%. So, what I want to do is I want to tell you, head on over to OTS Media Co. on all social platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. If you go over, you click the link in the bios, it'll take you straight to the Champ Number One Boxers website. You can check out all their styles. You can check out their bundle deals. You can check out why this brand exists, what it's all about. And trust me when I say you do not want to miss out on the types of opportunities going on right now on the site. Champ Number One Boxers. Make sure you do it for the champ in your life if you ain't already doing it for yourself, champ. All right? Champ Number One Boxers. Make sure you go cop those. All right? All right.
All right, yo. We are
We're
back,
back.
for the second.
We're back. We're back.
We're keeping it. We're keeping it in. We're keeping it in.
Gamers come back.
You already heard
love it.
Peyton. You
I
already
love
heard Peyton. We're back for the second segment. It's about the title changers. So again, to reiterate, it's just a segment where we focus on one particular game. In this case, technically two, but we consider it to be just an overall experience. We the hope is that me and Payne or whoever guests on a particular episode, so selects a game that had an impact on our lives, whether or just had an impact on the industry, video game industry as a whole. And in this case, it's fitting given what our previous segment was about, primarily about, is none other than The Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2. And so, I think this is a nice opportunity for us to talk more in depth about the characters, sort of why the story resonated with us in good or bad ways. And Derek's laughing because he knows how I feel about a certain part. I'm going to keep it like that for now. But nevertheless, I'm done talking. So tell me, guys, like where does Last of Us rank in terms of ones you played, or just like why do you love The Last of Us?
I'll immediately say, like, throughout a lot of the games that I've played throughout my life, I'll have to say Last of Us and Last of Us 2, are quite probably like the most, like, I wouldn't say the most, because I can't really just name it. I really don't know. But I would say definitely one of the most immersive games I've played. Like, I feel like my attention has been drawn to Last of Us stuff, like content, so much in the past, like, times I've played the game, like Last of Us 1. I remember in high school, me and Matt go to high school together. We used to go to high school together, and we would just show up, talk about Last of Us 1, just 1, and talk about our predictions for 2.
Oh wow.
It was like we were just all in. We were talking about, like, we even had a whole like class debate on how old Joel was when he had Sarah. That's immersive. That's immersive. That's some deep stuff we talk about. Like, we talk about the backstories of characters. We talk about it all. And I think that's what makes it so good. The fact that we're so immersive into the storyline, not only the storyline, but also the gameplay as well, the visuals of it. I think when you fully dive into Last of Us 1 and 2, like, whether you like it or not, like, you're still immersed when you're playing it. Like, you're like, somehow they capture your attention somehow in some way. That's just my opinion on it.
Yeah. I cannot disagree with you on that. I'm 32. Okay. Y'all are what, 19, 20?
I'm 21.
21.
Yeah.
Okay. So for the most part, you guys know video games to be extremely appealing visually, right? I'm from the generation of like paper flat graphics, right? Like, it's
Hey, nothing wrong with that. That's gameplay.
It looked
gameplay.
amazing to me. I still remember like playing wrestling games where their heads look like blocks, and it's just like this little spaghetti string coming out their head. Like, that's pretty much all you had. Like, You didn't have where the hair was flowing like that. You didn't have where you actually saw sweat, right? So this the storylines that I remember playing were cool. Didn't matter if it was Crash Bandicoot, didn't matter if it was WWE, didn't matter if it was what else did I play? Um Need for Speed, things like that, right? They were cool. They weren't memorable though. You ask, I guarantee you, I cannot tell you any storyline from any of those WWE games I used to play. Doesn't matter if it's Shut Your Mouth, just was it Here Comes the Pain, any of the SmackDown versus Raws. I don't remember most of those storylines. Grand Theft Auto. That is probably one that where Grand Theft Auto 3. I think that's one with Nico in it. That one was just amazing to me, right? But my God, The Last of Us 1 and 2, like you said, Matt, I'm gonna go ahead and just keep them together. Because that's how I played it. I played 1 and then I bought 2 and played it. The storyline for these 2 games, though, that's the best I've ever played. That is the best story I have ever played, because just like Peyton said, you're just immersed in it, and like I was emotional, bro. And spoiler alert, okay, if y'all haven't played number 2, so please, like Peyton said earlier, please kind of like fast forward a little bit, like maybe a minute or two. When Joel died, I was like, I was literally sitting here just like, hold up, what the hell, what happens now? Right now that he's gone, what am I doing? Like, am I just playing as Ellie? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I was confused, hurt, felt betrayed, everything. I was pissed off that Abby,
Yeah.
she did. Like, I was emotionally involved into this game. I've never been emotionally involved into a game. It's always been like, outside of 2K and Madden, that's emotional in and of itself. Just when you're playing, that's different. That is different. A storyline though, I've never been emotionally involved with a game before, and The Last of Us 1 and 2 got me there.
Oh, that's high praise.
They got me there. So to be completely honest, I'm pretty sure I told you this, Matt. The Last of Us 2, the best game I've ever played. When you're talking about visuals, you're talking about storyline, you're talking about the length of the game. That was a long story.
Ooh, that made it like, yeah.
It was like, when is this actually going to end? And you thought it was going to end and it didn't end. I'm like, well, what the hell is going on here? That was, you combine all 3 of those elements into a game, I'm there. That's another reason why, and I'm not sure if you're going to touch on this, Matt, but why I'm excited for the series to come out. Because if those games are like that, this series better be like that. I want to know. I don't think they're going to touch on this in the series like that, which is why I'm kind of hoping that if they come out with part 3, they really touch onto the on the Fireflies. I want to know about that group, like how they got started and everything like that. Like, I want to know everything about them. So that's why 3 makes sense to me. Like, there's more of the story that we don't know, right?
Ooh.
So
Yeah.
why not touch on that? Why not go into that direction? And then, then we see how they integrated Abby's dad into the whole thing, and, like, just everything in that. And I'm pretty sure the Fireflies are still out there, right? Well, I mean, they're not quiet. So
Yeah, look,
I don't know, man.
Hold on, Matt. I know before we get to your part, before we get to your part, I gotta say, like Derrick, you say the best.
Yes.
I say in par. I say in par
Okay.
because you can't ignore the original. You know, you can't ignore the first.
Right.
Because that's the that was the first impression.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
Because
yes.
That lays the
like
groundwork.
Yes.
yeah. And then something that just came up to mind about when talking about the Fireflies. The funny thing is the Fireflies and all these different groups,
Mm-hmm.
they kind of became the main threat.
Mm-hmm.
But what really made the game was the disease.
Yeah, we still don't know the origin of that.
It's something called like, what was it? I remember reading it about something. It was like a disease that like apparently like, well, obviously if you played the games and stuff, you smell it or something like that. It's in your fumes and lungs and stuff. You turn into it like, and like they don't really touch up a lot about it.
Yeah.
You have to like in Last of Us, if you want to learn more about that disease, you have to literally like in Last of Us 1 and 2 and 2 actually, because they came up with bloaters and what was the other shamblers. Yeah, they so
I hate them.
to learn more about them, right? To learn more about them, you have to read those papers that are left throughout the entire game to learn more about that. But I feel like if you just kind of had a little bit of like, I mean, it's not the game's purpose to just like explain that. Well, it is, but like, I feel like that's what the series has to do: explain the disease and the groups.
There's a lot that they could do with that.
Yeah, and I think what Payne's getting at is too. I feel like that's the most uninteresting question to answer is how the virus of how everything started.
Right.
I think the main focus is all am I going to shift to the characters, like characters or just people in general, right? Like how are they adapting to the new world they find themselves in? So a question that I always had though is like, and maybe this was I'm not going to fault either game if they explain it, but maybe it was like touched on briefly or whatever. But did they ever at all? Did they ever like explain if you die, do you come back as an infected?
That's what I thought at first.
Without being infected.
Yeah. So let's say I get shot, but my brain isn't destroyed, right? Like basically like a zombie.
Yeah.
Do people get revived as a infected again, or was it established that you have to have like brain function or just like
I feel like you do, but I feel like it's a matter of time though. Like I feel like it's a matter of like, well, where you are. I mean, like, because like of the spores and all that stuff. I feel like what matters is where you are. Obviously, where your injury was, and like and a matter of how long it takes until you die, because like pretty much I feel like remember that guy in Last of Us 1 where they teach you how to shoot, right? And then you're underground and then like he's like, please help me. He has that dude had like a whole like, what was it, a whole case or
was a rubble on top of him. Yeah.
Like huge rubble on top of him. And then like I think something like his brain was cracked too or something like that. He was still living. He was about to turn because he didn't have a mask. But I feel like even if he like fell unconscious and like at the brink of death, he could have turned still.
So
maybe like if the brain is still functioning, so like maybe by like probably a little bit,
because you still need to be able, like the virus still needs to be able to take a hold of the host.
Yeah,
like
because clearly nervous system. Because clearly loss of blood does not matter then.
Oh no, blood does not matter at all. No.
There we
Yeah.
go.
And then
Yeah.
again, like infected still die
Yes.
in normal human ways.
Yeah.
So maybe
So the brain does have to be intact. But you're
that's what
asking if it happens after
if you can be
someone dies,
revived after
not
if you
infected.
die, depending on the way you die, if you can be revived as an infected, or again maybe like I said, it was probably established that only the bite or inhaling those deadly fumes caused you to turn, and that you need to have.
That's how I
I'm
took
assuming,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's how I took it because I didn't think that someone that just died from like a gunshot wound or something like that like came back to life as a zombie or
Yeah.
whatever. Um,
Always wondered that. Maybe that was just a
that's
stupid
a very
question,
interesting
but
concept though. No, because I mean it brings up new levels of awareness like in the world, right? Like
the virus is mutating.
yeah,
Oh, hey,
yeah,
part 3, right?
and that's right there. Like the virus could mutate. It's not like it's alone. So I mean, we
You know
already
what's
seen how
crazy?
COVID is acted.
You know what's crazy though? You know what's crazy though? I'm thinking like if they ever were to make a part 3, they would have to make like actual smart infected. Like
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm talking like a ring general or something like that, or
Mhm.
like maybe a core or something like that. You know?
How did that one combine into that massive thing on part 2?
Well, what the one what?
That the
The
one
Rat
that
King.
yeah. How did I forgot how because it was multiple infected that combined into one massive infected being. So how did that go about again? I forgot about that.
Hmm. I feel like the Rat King, right? You're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know because I remember seeing something like yeah, Joel actually said it in the first game. He said
Mm-hmm.
they go to that first stage, normal walker, right? Or runner, whatever they are. And then they turn into whether a stalker or whatever, it doesn't matter, or then the clicker.
The clicker. Oh,
And
the clickers were crazy.
yeah, clickers are like the second stage. Then the third stage, they're oh no, wait, maybe that was stalker. And then they turn into probably shamblers or bloaters or whatever it is.
So they
But
do
then
mutate like that.
they do mutate over
Okay.
time.
Okay.
But the thing is, though, Joel said after bloaters, they just die out and they turn into spores. They never explained the Rat King, though. The Rat
Yeah.
King, I feel like with the Rat King, it's probably because of so many spores and so many infected, and because that was a hospital, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that must have been the outbreak location.
That's
That might
true.
have been an outbreak
That's true.
location to a point where all the spores maybe have like had bacteria that came together, or the virus came together to form the Rat King.
That can't be the only one out there though.
Maybe,
That's
maybe not.
that's why
That's
I'm
the
thinking like
thing.
this is going I can't see 3 not happening. Possibly even 4.
They can
Yeah.
go so much farther with it.
It's an extensive story.
Or maybe
Huge.
like after that little detachment off of that Rat King,
Yeah.
that dude, let's say that's the fifth stage. Let's say that's the fifth one. And that one's like the brains of the operation, like the core right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That yeah, that I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to say it because just in case people didn't see Stranger Things, but that's exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Vecna.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
y'all
That
didn't
would be
see
interesting.
Stranger Things season 4, go watch it so you know
Phenomenal.
what we're talking about
Absolutely
Vecna.
phenomenal.
And
Yeah.
that's good. Well,
But that's
I think it's inevitable. I'm gonna give my dots. Give my dots.
okay. Here we go, y'all. Prepare yourself. Strap up. Get your water.
I have a feeling the dynamic is this is what's going to be in the promo clip. So
Strap it up. Here we go.
The last of Us Part 1, okay, it is masterful. All right. The Last of Us Part 2, is okay.
Oh,
Okay.
It is okay.
that's way better than what you said before. But you know what?
I accept it. I accept it.
Okay,
And
so what's brought you to this?
here's why. I was one of many people who hopped on that bandwagon, the hate bandwagon, so to speak, around the time the leaks came out. So, for context, Derrick, there is this disgruntled ex Naughty Dogs employee who leaked screenshots, dialogue, and gameplay clips from The Last of Us. And one of those clips was Joel dying.
Oh, are you serious?
And right out of the gate,
Yeah.
you had people getting terribly frustrated. You had people claiming Naughty Dog was quote unquote pandering to the LGBTQ community because Abby was trans. That's not true. It's not true. You have people saying that Joel died for the sake of a female character. That's not true. You play Last of Us Part 2, you obviously see there's like they explain the full context as to why Abby
Consequence.
killed Joel in the first place, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't hate Naughty Dog because of those reasons, because I'm not a bigot. I hated that's the truth, you know, that's the reality, right? I hated it because I felt that this is going to make The Last of Us a generic revenge story, which I didn't want it to be, right? Because I had a strong feeling that Naughty Dog tends to have the writes narratives in a way where they take a very simple premise and they elevate it with characters. And when I heard some of the plot leads coming out, I said they're doing way too much for nothing. At the end of the day, this is a revenge story. No need to overcomplicate it with an ending that's going to be divisive, things like that. So I jump into part 2 with an open mind, and I hated Abby. I'm gonna be up front. I hated Abby. I said she has no development. I did not want to spend time with her. I do not care about her side characters. You know, her love interest, the love interest wife. Everything introduced within her story was uninteresting. But what I've grown to appreciate, and this is something you two can attest to, is how they paralleled Joel and Ellie's relationship for the first game with Abby and the I forget their name. Was it Levi or Lev?
Levy, yeah.
Levy, right? And you know, looking back, I can see what they were going for. I still have my issues with the game in terms of like pacing, and I can go more in depth if you guys want me to, obviously. But
Hey.
it's I accept it. Like The Last of Us Part 2 is what it is. And I think I gave it a bunch of unwarranted hate, some of which was a bit like hyperbolic, some of which I genuinely meant. But I think, as I told Derrick in the past, I think another playthrough is necessary because there is a lot to appreciate in the game. Some of the foreshadowing you do is actually really, really great because they actually foreshadowed Tommy being the sniper in one of Abby's chapters. Because earlier in the game, you know how Tommy was taking Ellie hunting, and he shot at those infected to like what's it called? Basically, to lead them to another area. He does that to Abby in the parking garage. You remember when he shot the car and then the infected came over and he had to run away?
Yeah.
That was foreshadow. They foreshadowed Tommy being the sniper, and he actually used the same gun.
Up on that. I didn't even pick up on that. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there's a lot, plenty of like subtle details like that. But Yeah, no, but the original especially will always have a special place in my heart, and I think it's sort of indescribable. I think it's indescribable at this point because I feel like just about everyone is on the same page with, you know, why the story resonates with them, things like that. So
Yeah,
Okay, that's
I can get behind that.
a lot better than I thought we were gonna get.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I can rock with that. Yeah, I think
sort of bait you guys because I
you
figured
did
I was
Ah,
always
just
I
like
was
Tommy.
always yeah.
Yeah.
I was baiting you guys. You guys were prepared for me to talk a bunch of smack, but no, my appreciation is there. Appreciation is there.
Okay, all right. This is a lot better than what I heard from you like a month or two ago too. So, did you replay it?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Not yet. If you notice, I'm actually talking quieter too, because usually when I'm, you know
Yeah.
what I mean, like
Yeah.
because I'm obviously passionate, you know what I mean, but like you know I'm serious when I say this when I tone down the voice level, you know what I mean, or more serious when I tone down the voice level.
yeah.
But it's like, yeah, it's a real experience. I mean,
It
what
is.
I give credit to Naughty Dog, it's bold. It's a
Yeah.
bold game.
It
You
is.
know, because Naughty Dog, there's no way Neil Druckmann put together the story with his creatives and said, yeah, this is 100% going to be liked by everybody.
Mm.
Mm.
So,
They took risk, and it's up to you to determine whether or not it paid off. But I feel like a lot of people now, I mean, I know TikTok tends to be a weird place, but you do every so often I come across like Last of Us related videos, and you see a lot of people praising part two as a masterpiece. You
yeah.
know how it was, underappreciated in many respects. Um, yeah, so it's nice to sort of be that time where like the discourse isn't so negative. You know,
Yeah.
it's relieving. It's relieving, and I participated in that talk, but I wasn't like the kind of person who was saying don't buy the game. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or saying, if you like it, then you don't understand what a good story means. That's not right. Like everything, media is subjective for a reason. You know what I mean?
It is.
And
It is.
it's like Peyton even said too. Like I think right when we cover break, I said you're probably gonna joke around and start saying, you know what, fuck that. You're wrong about this. Part two is a fucking masterpiece. Like, no, it's just you say, you know what? Like, obviously we joke around with each other, obviously, but we respect each other's opinions, and that's good. See,
Yeah.
I'm good now. You see,
I can
I'm all
rock with it.
good.
Yeah, I can rock with it.
I can say a lot of people had like when it first came out, a lot of people were like, no, this is bad. A lot of people were, but there were also people who were like me, who was like, oh yeah, this is pretty good. This is pretty good.
Yeah.
The people who didn't like it at first are starting to appreciate it now because they're playing it again. Like Matt is starting to appreciate it more now that like he's keeping the open mind for the second game.
Yeah.
And I mean, sometimes you gotta play it twice. Sometimes you gotta play a game twice to like truly understand it, I guess, or to have a better perspective of it, or a point of view of it.
Who are your
Or
favorite
opinion.
characters from the game?
Ooh. Boy. Favorite characters? Oh gosh. Get back to me on that one. I gotta think of all the characters.
Yeah, that's I feel like I did a bunch of talking for like 5 minutes straight, but I'll just go straight to this case. I'll probably I say Ellie. I say Ellie. Because I love her sense of sarcasm in The Last of Us, and then you totally juxtapose that with her personality in part two, where she's this very depressed, broken down person whose sole purpose now is to avenge her father. That's it was sort of devastating to see a character like that take such a dark turn.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I think even the ending too, like for her to spare Abby, it's still up in the air in my opinion.
I think so
Because I
too.
said because for me, given her mental state, I still don't see the logic in her keeping Abby alive, and then for her to like to get like a triggered memory of Joel again. If anything, that would, from at least from my perspective, for me, that probably encourage her to kill Abby anyways. But then again, I think others have sort of argued the opposite, right? Because I think at the end of the day, revenge isn't meant to be the satisfying thing. So yeah, I definitely say Ellie. I definitely say
Yeah.
Ellie.
I'm stuck between Ellie and Abby. I actually enjoyed both of them. I enjoyed both of them. I remember getting to that point where you're now like facing each other. I was like, I don't know who I actually want to win.
I was like that too.
I was struggling. As I like, I was happy she let Abby go.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
I was happy because I was like, I don't want Abby to die as much as she deserves to die, right? Like she in her own right should have been killed, but Ellie should have too. Like there were both of them had qualities where they both deserve to have met that end at some point, which I think if I'm if I'm going to forecast it, I'm assuming Abby is going to build back up and go back on the attack on Ellie in number 3. So um I'm looking forward to that battle eventually. And how that goes. And like, do you get to switch and change who you want to play as, who you want to see the win, right? Like, is it gonna be one of those games where your decisions determine the outcome if you're playing as both characters, right? So if they if they do the game like that, you could technically play the storyline maybe about 3 or 4 different times with different outcomes.
Oh
So,
yeah.
I would be down for something like that, because I actually enjoyed the bounce back like between stories in part 2. Like that's basically what extended the game. We basically got the length of part 1 twice because you had 2 different storylines you were following, and it didn't make sense that this was going to actually be able to come together while you're playing it. It didn't make sense that this was going to come together in such a beautiful way, but it did. So that's why I'm hoping now, because Ellie's wife she already left off with the baby, right? So
Yeah.
does she go back to, was it Jackson?
Yeah.
She go back to Jackson to try and go get her back, or like, like there's a lot that goes into this. And if she does, did Abby take them hostage, right? Like there's a lot that could actually take place between 2 and 3 that would now make this something that's beyond what we had with part 2. So I'm excited to see what ends up taking place. But those are my favorite characters, honestly. I didn't expect to like Abby because when she was first introduced, I'm like, why am I playing as this random character? Like I don't even know who this is.
Ooh, that's that, and that was the point.
And that was the point. I love that. That was amazing. So please give me more of that. Give me more of that. I mean, we could see Lev's story as well. Like who knows? Who knows?
Ooh, if I had now the lights on me, who do I pick?
Yeah.
In all honesty, I think I picked Joel. Because like he's not perfect.
Right.
Not perfect at all. Like he's made decisions that good was questionable, but like the way he handled his problems,
yeah,
that I feel like is what made me like Joel a lot. Like I would say, like I love Abby and Ellie, I really do, like the dialogue and the dialogue with all of them is amazing, but I feel like with how Joel handles things, it appeals to people. It appeals to, like, per se, when he ran roughshod on the entire like hospital, people were with it because like obviously in that scenario you definitely would not want somebody doing that when you have a chance to save the whole world with that. But in that moment, in that perspective of Joel, we were behind him because we saw his relationship with Ellie and the actions he took. Like, he almost like, you know, a father figure to her too. Almost like, you know, I wouldn't say like fully, because like I think they said something about it in the dialogue, but like the way, and then in Last of Us 2, it's just like, I don't know, it's just like his choices, I guess, was like more like less aggressive, I should say, less aggressive, you know. He like when he obviously killed the doctor, you know, the doctor, like I feel like in the back of Joel's mind, he knew somebody was going to come after him.
Oh yeah.
Like I feel like he has ideas that all these people he's killed, all these people throughout this whole world that he's killed, going across the whole country, he knew somebody's gonna at least come after him. It's just he doesn't know when or how. It's just like he knows like how that in this world there's no good and bad. It's just survival in that type of world. And Joel wanted to do whatever he felt was right for him and the people around him. I guess
his decision justified?
Was his decision for Ellie?
Or was it justified, or was it selfish? Like
the thing is,
Joel
made
like, that decision.
Well, sane person would definitely say that's selfish.
Yeah,
because like, listen, you spent time with this little girl, like that at first you hated. At first you hated, and then you was like, I can't wait to deliver her to the Fireflies just so they can do whatever they want, and I'm just gonna go back home and just have my guns. But no, like he had a good relationship with her, and it's like it just grew. And I would still say it's selfish, because even Ellie didn't know, and she even said, like, my life would have mattered. Her life mattered regardless, though. Yeah, her life mattered regardless whether she was alive or dead. But it's just a matter of like how. So basically, of course, they got, you know, the vaccine in her. She could have saved the whole planet. She could have saved the whole planet.
So, yeah, I think that's a good question to bring up, Derrick, because it's both. In my opinion, it's a selfish, justified decision, and I think I told you this a bit. I think on Realist, however many episodes ago as well, and I think I've told this Peyton a few times. Let's assume Ellie's sacrifice produced vaccinations, right? Let's assume so, right? And it's very obvious that it be dispersed amongst the living. Okay. And given the types of organizations that have emerged, it wouldn't be surprised if the highest, the highest powered officials have access to those vaccines and then start cherry picking who gets it, right? If anything, that will perpetuate more chaos in society, because then those who are barely scraping by for food, water, possibly shelter, unless they're accepted into these various camps, right, are also clamoring to get the vaccine as well to protect themselves from a future bite, or if they accidentally waltz into a cave, full of deadly spores, right? And so there's no reality, and we have to also have to consider too, this is the apocalypse we're talking about. Right. Where can they possibly mass produce a vaccine? let alone on the scale of hundreds of thousands, possibly millions. If there are even millions of people left in this world, we don't know that.
That's what I was going to ask. Is this beyond North America?
I would have, yeah, I
It
would.
should be. It should
Yeah,
be
it
because
should be.
this was like a 20-year, this is like a 20 to 30-year outbreak. So like
That's true.
So
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. So, for me, I think Joel had every right to storm, had a right to get back Ellie. You can you can definitely argue the ethics behind him slaughtering every single firefly in his path, including killing those doctors.
Yeah.
Or at least killing Abby's father, which is canonical either way.
Oh, he cleared that whole room out.
Yeah.
He emptied the clip on everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you know,
no bullet left behind.
did the Fireflies have good intention? Yeah. Oh my God.
That was brutal.
I've seen Let's Plays where people take out the flamethrowers.
Yeah.
I'm like,
no remorse. This man really
up, man.
just kept going.
Yo, he cleared that whole hospital, bro. I don't like. Yeah.
You really, so
yeah.
That's sort of where I stand on it, but
even Marlene got no sympathy.
Joel had, oh my God, Joel shot Marlene in the stomach. He shot that poor guy in his region.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I forgot about that too.
Brutal,
he was like, I want you to tell, where is she?
Yeah.
Shoot him twice.
You should have answered first. If you saw the aim there, you should have answered first. You should have been.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Joel is.
Joel. Yeah. I'll put it this way. Joel needed to face the consequences of his actions.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Bro can't storm into a hospital.
That's why I said like his decision was like selfish, but we all understand that like it could be justified. But yeah.
I'm looking forward to the series specifically because I want to see how far this goes. Does Joel last the whole season? Does he last the whole series? Like how far does this story go back? Do they use the series to tell us part of the story that we didn't go to the game? Do they further explain the Fireflies, or the outbreak itself? Like that could be honestly the one way that the series is introduced is how the outbreak started, which you wouldn't need the game to do that.
So I need subplot. That's
what I'm saying. I think we get that.
You remember how like when you first start Last of Us 1, when you're going through like the introductions, they literally go through all those news reports. They say like, oh, in this district, there's no fireflies, and then they just started the fireflies. They go through it so quick. You don't have time to process it. But I would love to see a subplot of exactly from the moment of that outbreak to where we find Joel. I want to see that.
Yeah,
and I think it's safe to assume, for people watching that, The Last of Us, we clearly have a lot to say about The Last of Us.
Oh yeah,
and particularly the video game, and so to connect to go more in depth about the series itself, and maybe to even give you guys some details that you may not be aware about. The actors for Joel and Ellie specifically are reprising their roles, or not reprising their roles. They're going to appear in the series as a different role, in different roles.
That's gonna be interesting.
Wait, what?
Ashley Johnson played Ellie, so did the motion capture and voice for Ellie. Troy Baker did the exact same
you talking about from the game?
Basically giving them like a small roles.
Good.
Yeah, that's gonna be really interesting.
And now I'm not sure
just hearing their voice with the character. Yeah, that's gonna be.
and this is something I'm curious about, because Ashley's voice, because Troy alters his voice. Ashley is very specific. Do you think she's gonna play Ellie's mom?
She should though.
Why not? Why not?
Why not? Because she knows the insides and outs of the character more than anybody right now.
Yeah.
Besides like Neil Druckmann.
Yeah.
Like
why not?
Why not? It would make it more effective, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then I think maybe what you think Troy plays Bill's lover?
Maybe he plays.
Because Bill's lover is supposed to pop up in the show. You remember how Bill, his friend, had
Yeah.
had,
I do remember.
remember Derrick, his Bill's
Wait,
friend, the one
who's
in that
Bill?
town, the one in the town with all those traps, and then Joe
Yeah.
needed to find a car.
Yeah.
And then he basically had, you read the note, who basically implied
Yeah.
that like they were lovers.
Yeah.
Neil Druckmann said that the lover is going to appear in some role. Might be Troy. I'm assuming that, or cast a different actor.
Or maybe he's Tommy.
Ooh,
Tommy's already
that would
cast.
be good.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would have been like, hey, that's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
good.
It's
that
actually,
wouldn't be bad though.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal is playing Joel actually.
Okay.
So-
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking forward to his performance. He's gonna be good.
Yeah, so
He's gonna be good. All right.
it's going to feel a bit surreal. I think all of us sort of have our attachments to the games. I think seeing people playing them in live action, or even them trying to recreate moments. I mean, they're recreating the moment where that thug like tosses the brick, or like pretends that he's hurt and then tosses the brick or whatever. You remember?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
Joel said.
Oh, yeah,
Joel
that
said, put your
moment,
seatbelt
yeah.
on and drives. They recreated.
That's an
it.
iconic moment, though.
That is.
Yeah. So
yeah.
they're definitely making it accurate, which is cool.
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Me
I'm
too.
looking forward to it. That comes out in January, right?
Unconfirmed. It's probably going to be like 2023. Yeah, they
I
poured
think
a lot of
it's-
money into it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Put a lot of money
and
into it.
with it being HBO, I'm assuming that we're going to get a lot of gory scenes.
Oh, yeah.
Put it like that.
Oh,
I get the feeling. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I'm
For sure.
Probably hour-long episodes. Probably what,
Easily.
you're looking at 10
Oh,
episodes,
easily.
maybe?
easily.
10
TV series nowadays is always like an hour.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot they can strip down.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Because you have a lot of like, really, you just pretty much copy and paste a lot of the cutscenes if you want to. And then you just enhance a few elements. That's really all you have to do.
Yeah. Oh, we'll eat that up. So,
You're right. Take all my money.
yeah.
You know what? And let me pose this question for you guys.
Okay.
If The Last of Us was a TV show first, made into a game, would it still leave the same impact on you guys?
I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
I don't think so, because with like TV series now, it's like a lot of money to just pull out like just one episode.
Yes.
And I feel like they won't have a lot of time to just put out every single detail as they would in a video game.
Mm-hmm.
A video game would just make it, well, you'll just go through it. And not only that, you're going it through it your own perspective. Like you're like watching, you're experiencing it as in a video game.
Right.
You're not like sitting there watching it happen. You're like watching, like say you're watching Last of Us right now. You're not as engaged if you're the one controlling it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I feel like the video game would have a way bigger impact.
Yeah,
So-
I don't think that that I would have been as engaged. I would still play the game, but I'm thinking about like, what if Game of Thrones came out a video game?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like now if The Walking Dead, which I think they did come out a game, but it's not going to be as
Oh yeah, The
exciting.
Walking Dead did, but it was like it's a different
mobile
story though.
type of thing. It was like a mobile type of game, right?
No, like you're
It
talking
was on
about
consoles?
you're talking about the actual series and the games.
Mm-hmm.
The console games is way different than like the TV series.
Yeah,
It's because it follows a different characters and stuff. So I feel like that one's not as the same, but like with the same characters, I don't think it would be as the same.
Yeah, no, I think it's easier going from game to series than series to game. I just don't think it's much. I mean, unless you're talking about the Sons of Anarchy. Now, if they come out a game, I'm all over it. Let's see it. I want it. I want it. So,
What about you, Matt?
Yeah, I'd have to do the game. I mean, I feel like, growing up, anyways, I was a huge gamer, right? And Last of Us came out at a time where, I was deep into it.
Mhm.
While I was while I was in high school, I would stay up probably until 10 or 11 o'clock,
Mhm.
really 6 hours straight, just playing games. Totally unhealthy.
Yeah.
But Last of Us was one of those games I played. I think I played through it twice, only twice. I'm one of those people that I can't replay the same game because it'll grow stale. So
Yeah.
I'd rather it just be that one time experience, and I reflect on it. Like, I still think about The Last of Us, the first one. I mean, I still think about part 2, and you both know how much I hated that game.
Yeah.
You know how much I hated that game. And it took me
Yeah.
two full years for me to admit it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's it's a great thing to have a conversation about, and I think it really sets the standard for what games should be, right?
Yes.
It has the capacity to, video games in general have the capacity to be stories with good gameplay. You master up with good gameplay, and you have the characters to elevate it. I mean, nothing like it.
I'm
Nothing like it.
I completely agree with you on that. I think The Last of Us has probably changed the way video games are going to be done. Because now I think we're going to see where these developers get a movie like budget for these games,
Yeah.
and then you just go for it, because The Last of Us 2, you can't tell the difference between a cutscene and gameplay. You on like I was literally sitting here still pressing buttons. Oh, cutscene. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like
there was definitely a few games like that for me too.
So I if they keep on that, this might be the new way to tell different stories in a better way.
This is the last thing I'll end the podcast with, and that's because Derrick, you brought up, or excuse me, Peyton, you obviously brought up, the developers, getting movie budgets essentially, right? If you had if someone gave you the finances to make any game you want, what would it be, and why?
Wait, to make any game?
To make any game, and you have an infinite budget. So you have no limits.
Wait. So like you could just like
you can make any game you
your
want.
own game, any game
you want.
Ooh.
And you don't have a limit in this scenario. You don't have a limit on your budget. It could be $2 billion.
Wow, that's a lot. Oh man. I to make any game, in all honesty, I
hitting you with the hard questions today. I know.
I know this one was a tough one, but I think I got an answer for that one, because I have always thought about this one, and it's not even involving Last of Us. This game, like I've mentioned it before, Infamous, right? You know, y'all know the Electric Man. You know, I feel like if I had to make an Infamous game, like using that budget, I would, and making it, instead of like having it be just good and bad choices, I would have it as your own character, your custom guy. You have the freedom to choose a power at first, and then like now you're making the decisions. Now you're making decisions. Whether it's good for the community or better for just you. Like you have the power to be as selfish as you want, or as selfless as you want. I feel, and then like using the power that you chose. I don't know. It's just like I want more freedom out of more customization, I should say, out of Infamous games. That's what I would just do. I'm really simple with that. I love customization.
Yeah. That's a real loaded question. Because
Right.
I started thinking of so many things. Thought about the Matrix. But I might. Ooh. I might have to say I might need to go with the Batman game. Batman or something in Marvel, because there's something that has not been told the proper way or given as much attention. So with DC, of course, Batman has been told different ways, right? So you could either do the you could redo the Justice League film as a game, or might even see ooh might even introduce, oh, you know what, this, I'll go with this one. I would introduce X-Men the way I think they should introduce X-Men into the MCU, which is individualized stories across different films.
Oh,
so that would give me about 7-8 games.
Oh man,
Give me a
that's
Storm
actually
game.
a really good idea.
Give me a Wolverine game. Give me a Cyclops. Give me Professor X, like the Beast, like all these different stories that you could tell the proper way individually, then bring them together. That's what I'm gonna go with.
I like that. That's really like good future planning.
Yeah,
Because I was talking about one game, you just
making a
talking about like
franchise,
a whole
franchise.
future.
give me a whole series. Yeah. Yep.
Right.
Yep. Because I think we should see Storm come in with Black Panther. Let me introduce her in Wakanda. I want to see that with Black Panther too. So if we don't get to see that, that's my first game right there. Boom. And then we get Magneto, and then like, you see what I'm saying? Like you get all these stories. Like, yeah. Give me X-Men. I'll tell X-Men the right way. Yep.
Man. I guess this is the part where I go. Look,
it's exactly.
I asked the questions. I don't even know the answers to them. So I'm about to. No,
you had all this time. I'm kidding.
No, I won't keep it out here. I mean, we kind of have the open ended, so technically you can go the whole sequel route, like maybe a sequel to a beloved game, or you can actually create like they were saying, a whole franchise. That's tough, man. I I mean, it have to be. I'll connect it back to.
Nah, tough question, right?
Yeah,
tough question, right?
No, I messed myself up with that one. I set myself up. I'll connect it back to, because I know I mentioned that Bully should get like a remake of some kind. Probably maybe like a Bully too. Yeah, I had to do Bully too. Just modernize it. I know it's kind of hard now because, people can, it's a difficult game to pull off now. You know what I mean?
But it depends on the setting.
Depends on the setting too. Yeah, we can update like a call setting too, because you have to be careful.
Bullworth Academy.
You put that in the 90s. The setting as the 90s.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'll go with Bully too.
That'd be amazing.
And maybe that selfing just comes from me wanting just like a remake of the original, or just a continuation. So Rockstar, if you're hiring,
yeah, why not?
I'll come up with that game.
I'll be a voice actor.
Yeah. I won't, but you be like that. Yeah, no, that's probably what I do.
That sounds good.
Yeah, but man, is this it?
This is it.
This is it. Did we wrap up our first episode of Boom Squad?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, look, I do a bunch of talking, but I just want to tell you guys both. I had a terrible time today. I think it's probably the worst amount of time I spent with people. No, I'm messing around. No, in all seriousness, look, guys, this is something we're incredibly passionate about, as you can tell. We kind of have to temper down our hyperness a bit, as you can see, because we're both all tired as hell. And so
Oh,
yeah,
believe me,
10 times
Dylan.
already.
yeah,
Believe me, with my job, you get tired every day.
yeah. So, like, just thank you guys, so much for anyone who's interested in checking in on the podcast. And we're about to wrap it up, but Peyton, why don't you go ahead and tell the folks where they can find you.
You can find your boy. You can find your boy at PlayStation. What was it? 21 on Instagram. You can find your boy streaming on Twitch, PlayStation TV. And yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Nah, you're all good, bro. Oh man.
You can follow me at Derrick_OTS. That's DERRICK, the black way to spell it. But please, more so, follow the brand OTS Media Co. All social media platforms. OTS Media on YouTube. Check out the website otsmediaco.com. Check out all the other shows that we have going on. And this is the latest show, so I want to say congratulations to you both on this. I think this is going to be a phenomenal show. I think you guys are going to go very far with this one, so I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes and how far you grow with this. So
yeah, thank you
guys very much.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. And you can find me over on Instagram. It's gonna be Matt_T29. Most importantly, we created an Instagram, and that's just gonna be Boom Squad _OTS. So that's just BOOM SQUAD _OTS. And we're also on TikTok as well. We plan on this uploading similar content on both platforms. We're just looking to widen the audience,
Give us a follow. Give us a follow. Give us a follow. You missing out if you not giving a follow. Give us a follow. Give it up. Give up a follow. You want to press that button. It's just a one click away.
Oh God, yo, I love his energy, man.
Yeah.
It's just one click away. If you got time to text your boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever friend it is,
man, you know what?
You can press one button
like
that
it,
says follow.
Follow again, triple like.
Look at me right now. Look at me. Double tap, double tap, double tap, double tap. Like all our stuff. Share. If you want to post all your positive messages, you can post our stuff.
Yeah.
So as you can see, I can't match that.
I'm not even going to try.
I can't match that.
Sometimes you just gotta go 0 to 100 real quick.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
It's gonna be it's gonna be fake sounding on my end, but Peyton is the real deal when it comes to, like, I'll tell you, he's as passionate at promoting as he is gaming. So when he says he's committed to getting those follows,
yeah.
So every single one of y'all who's watching or listening, y'all better press that button on Instagram.
Yeah, and over
TikTok,
on YouTube, and over on YouTube too. And like Derrick was saying, it's gonna be this OTS Media, OTS Media on YouTube, and it'll be under the Boom Squad playlist. And also check out the other podcasts. You have Realist, you have On the Sideline guys. Derrick can even give you a list of others as well, because this is obviously all under the OTS umbrella, and we want a chance for for every podcast, including ours, to be successful. And any view, any like, any follow you give us can allow us to make this thing even bigger. We're a small piece of the puzzle, and as you can tell, we're super excited about it, and I'm super excited for Derrick.
Don't just click the like button. Don't just click the subscribe button. Don't just click the follow button. Just smash the like button. Smash the subscribe button. Don't say pause. Don't say none of that. Smash the like button.
No
Smash the
pause, all
follow
play.
button. No,
Yo.
no filter. No listen. No filter.
Yeah, man.
No censorship. No. Y'all better smash the subscribe button and the follow button. Give
Bro,
us the support.
I wasn't even gonna say pause there. You
I had a feeling you was gonna.
I
Love
was
it, love
but
Love
that's
it,
fair though. That's fair. I'll always try to get one in there. Pause.
Pause.
No,
There it is. There it is.
No,
There you
I
go.
all right.
I think that's a wrap, man.
That's a wrap. That's Space Station. This outro is you know what? We're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it.
That's it. Oh no, it's all in.
Keep it.
It's
Keep
all in.
it.
It's all in.
Unadulterated.
Yeah, yeah.
This raw
Keep it.
chaos.
Keep it.
So you know what?
If somebody wants to cry about it and pout about it, let them do that.
Yeah.
Yo, I can't believe you followed me, bro. I'm even scared about that too. I was waiting for that day to come though. No, pause. I don't want any clips being taken. No clips being taken on the context.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be a clip. And that's gonna be a clip.
That's gonna be a clip. I'm gonna say this, thank you guys. Yeah, we're a chaotic bunch, but you know, well, you'll get used to us. You'll get used to us. So peace. Thank you guys, and we'll catch you in the next episode.